Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Full Moon with Umi. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. As you may or may not know, the past full moon was in Pisces. Full moon in Pisces is all about inner emotions, intuition. Personally for me, this past full moon was one of the most intense full moons, hence the slight delay in this video because I actually fell out of a tree on the full moon. Had to get stitches and whatnot, but I'm back now, well rested and healed, and I wanted to take this full moon to talk about something that is close to the deep emotions, love. So welcome to my video on my new paradigm of love. So the reason why I wanted to talk about love is because I think that we are the first generation to actually be able to choose love for love. If you look back historically, I think that love has often been used for economical reasons, whether that's for property rights reasons. For women, oftentimes marriage and love was a way for us just to have human rights in the country. And also love has been used to kind of uphold different social norms, whether that's heteronormativity. So I feel like us as a generation, we have so much opportunity to experience the vastness, the quantum vastness of love. And so I think it's important for us to ask ourselves, what does love mean? And this past month, I've asked myself and asked my friends this question and come to some conclusions that I wanted to share with you. So if you look at love, you see that there actually hasn't really been a clear definition of love that's been defined. And because of that, our perception of love is based around our experiences in family life, in our childhood, or the love we see in movie and in media. And I think those two are not the best sources for us to kind of come to conclusions about what love means, because in our family lives, a lot of us actually haven't been loved, but we've been cared for, meaning that we've had food on the table, we've had shelter, we've had basic necessities paid for, but we haven't experienced kind of the unconditional depth of love, which isn't a bad thing. It's a thing a lot of us experience, and it's something we get to transcend and move past. In TVs and movies, we see that love is like really intense, and it's like, I will do anything for you, or like, I'll give up anything for you. And love often feels like it's hard and it feels difficult, and it has kind of a negative, sour connotation to it. And I think it's important for us not to repeat the norms that we see in media and we see in our family dynamics. So transcending that, what is a more expanded perception of love? In my personal opinion, I like to equate love to a flower, and loving someone is like loving and wanting a flower to grow. So it's the unconditional desire to help another grow into their full potential without directing their growth. So it's like you're watering this flower and you want nothing more but for this flower to nourish, but you're not telling the flower to grow this way, grow that way, become this, become that. You just want the flower to be its happiest essence self. And I think that same growth mindset that you give to someone else should also be received back to you. So love is both a verb and a feeling, in my opinion. And with this kind of definition of love, I realized it's really important before you enter a partnership with someone for you to be very rooted in your sense of self, meaning you know kind of who you are, what you like, what your dreams and aspirations are. Because if you enter a relationship without having a foundation in self, oftentimes you kind of sway your sense of self to fit someone else's needs or to fit the perception of someone else. I know this because this is something I've done in the past. I didn't really know myself, and I thought a relationship would help me to be happier with myself or understand myself better, but I just ended up pretending to like things and pretending to be someone because I thought the other person would like me for that, and I don't think that's true deep love for self and for another person. The kind of second layer of my expanded perception of love that I've come to is that I think that love is pure freedom, meaning freedom from labels. So I don't even like to use the label boyfriend or girlfriend anymore, because I feel like that comes with this like egoic attachment to someone where you feel like this person is yours, and I don't think you can ever own another person or own someone's love. So I think it's more about just sharing an experience and saying, I love you. We don't have to put a label or anything on this. I just want to experience this connection we have in the present moment, and that can free up a lot of rules in our minds and just allow us to experience love more deeply. The second layer to this is I also think that we don't have to limit the amount of people we love just to one person. I think as human beings, we are infinite lovers. We can love so many people in so many things, so many places. And I think one reason why a lot of us, including myself, feel trapped in a relationship or feel like we have commitment issues when we enter a relationship is simply because sometimes we're meant to continue to love others even while we love one person. And I think it's a good question for us to ask ourselves as we enter a relationship, asking, is monogamy necessarily right for me? I think monogamy is a choice. I think it's a beautiful choice we can make, but it's not the only structure of a relationship. And introducing openness in a relationship can be very, very healthy, especially if it's rooted in good communication with your partner. And I think it can really enhance a relationship. So personally, for me, in my next partnership, I'm looking to have like one person to really kind of connect with deeply and grow with deeply with, kind of like a tree. I want to be rooted with one person, but I also want to grow out like the branches of a tree and have the ability to love other people freely, because I grow so much with every person I love. And to just love one person right now feels a bit limiting in my self-growth. So yeah, but I think that perception of love comes with the desire to have clear communication, to transcend jealousy, and to kind of open our minds to the way we can love. But I think that it might be a helpful concept for you. And finally, kind of the last layer of this new definition of love I've come up with is that love is not bound to a partner, meaning that the same intimacy and closeness you share with your partner, I think you can share that with your friends and with your family. And the more that we love everybody with the same depth that you love a partner, the more love we bring onto this earth, and the less like crippling a breakup feels. I feel like sometimes breakups feel so like life-shattering because you reserve intimacy, you reserve secrets, you reserve this like very special connection to one singular person, when I don't think that's the way we have to love. We can have sex with your friends, you can kiss your friends, you can hug your friends, you can hug and kiss your family more. And I think that the more we become more comfortable with intimacy and platonic intimacy, the more that love becomes more free and less like a burden and less heavy, you know what I mean? So those are kind of my perceptions of love that I've shifted into. I hope that some of what I said helped to expand your perception of love. I'd love to start a conversation about this, so feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Yes, I love you deeply. I'm grateful for you deeply. Happy loving self, loving others. It's a beautiful time to love. Happy full moon.